to welcome you all to our Career Art series. Thank you for being here. Let's start. Open your Bibles in 113, verse 1 to 3. Praise the Lord. Praise Him, you servants of the Lord. Praise the name of the Lord. The Lord's name should be praised, now and forever. The Lord's name should be praised from where the sun rises to where it sets. Now we'll be singing 1,000 Reasons. Bless the Lord, O my soul. Oh my soul, I worship His holy name. Sing like never before. Oh my soul, I worship your holy name. The sun comes up, it's a new day dawning. It's time to sing your song again. Whatever may pass and whatever lies before me, let me be singing when the evening comes. Bless the Lord, oh my soul, oh my soul. I worship His holy name. Sing like never before. Oh my soul, I worship your holy name. The sun comes up, it's a new day dawning. It's time to sing your song again. Whatever may pass and whatever lies before me, let me be singing when the evening comes. Bless the Lord, oh my soul, oh my soul. I worship His holy name. Sing like never before. Oh my soul, I worship your holy name. And on that day, when my strength is failing, the end draws near, and my time has come. Still my soul will sing your praise unending. 1,000 years and then forevermore. Bless the Lord, oh my soul, oh my soul. Worship His holy name. Sing like never before. Oh my soul, I worship your holy name. Worship your holy name. Oh, I worship your holy name. Bow your heads and close your eyes. Heavenly Father, thank you for this day. Thank you for everything you have done for us. Thank you for everything you have done for our family. Please protect us. Sorry for everything we did was wrong. Please protect our family. Please protect our friends. Protect us from this virus. The rest of the night is in your hands. In the name of Jesus, I pray you. Amen.
Hi guys, my name is Hendy Andre. I'm a sophomore in college. I am taking accounting. One advice I will give you guys is that work hard, Be patient. No GPAs and everything. Don't be afraid to ask for help. And always keep open-minded. Always keep your mind open. Always make sure that everything you're doing is good. Ask other people for help. It's a good thing to ask for help. Tuition is gonna be hard. It's gonna be stressful. You're gonna have anxiety, but always know that there are people there to help you.
I close my eyes and I can see the world that's waiting up for me, that I call my own. Through the dark, through the door, through where no one's been before, but it feels like home. They can say it all sounds crazy. They can say we've lost our mind. I don't care, so call me crazy. Why not live in a world that we design? 'Cause every night I am bed, the brightest colors fill my head. A million dreams are keeping me awake. I think of what the world could be, a vision of the one I see. A million dreams is all it's gonna take. A million dreams for the world we're gonna make. There's a house we can build. Every room inside is filled with things from far away. The special things I compile, each one there to make you smile on a rainy day. They can say it all sounds crazy. They can say I've lost my mind. I don't care if they call us crazy. Run away to a world that we design. 'Cause every night I invite the brightest colors fill my head. A million dreams are keeping me awake. I think of what the world could be, a vision of the one I see. A million dreams is all it's gonna take. A million dreams for the world we're gonna make. However big, however small, let me be part of it all. Share your dreams with me. You may be right, you may be wrong, but say that you'll bring me along to the world you see, to the world I close my eyes to see. I close my eyes to see. Every night I am bed, the brightest colors fill my head. A million dreams are keeping me awake. A million dreams. The dream I want the world to be, a vision of the one I see. A million dreams is all it's gonna take. A million dreams for the world we're gonna make. For the world we're gonna make.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
It's a great pleasure for me to introduce today's speaker, who is going to bless us with some tips on life before, during, and after college. This is a topic in which we all should be deeply interested in because it's by avoiding financial mistakes that we can best ensure our financial futures. Our speaker is an alumni from the University of Albany, has a bachelor's in public policy, and is currently studying to become a lawyer. She is a lady of many talents, a generous heart, and is very active in her church. During her free time, she is busy making a difference with her nonprofit organization Square One Tutoring, which is targeted at academically behind elementary students. So, let's give our undivided attention to my big sister, Berline Laguerre. Woo! Good evening.
Yeah, you can be the greatest, you can be the best, you can be the King Kong banging on your chest, you can beat the world, you can beat the war, you can talk to God, go banging on his door, you can throw your hands up, you can beat the clock, you can move a mountain, you can break rocks, you can be a master, don't wait for luck, dedicate yourself and you can find yourself. Stand in the Hall of Fame, and the world's gonna know your name.
We can. Okay. Yeah, awesome. Yeah, so I mean, I think what you guys are doing is really important. And I love how Barack is very involved with the youth, so I applaud you guys for that. Okay, so let's get into it. It's been a year since I graduated at U Albany. I graduated with my bachelor's in public policy, and right now I'm just currently studying for the LSAT and hopefully law school. Um, but I did want to talk about a few important things that um, I wish someone told me when I was going to college. Um, it's really just going to be a few things. So the first thing is money. So let's talk about money. Um, I know a lot of people go to school for the name, like Harvard, or if it's an Ivy League school. But one of the advice I could give you is go to the school that's financially invested in you. So that means if CUNY is the one, whatever CUNY school, that's the one that's offering you a $10,000 scholarship, right? But you have the grades for Harvard and you have the grades for Cornell, but they're not giving you any money, don't go to Cornell. They don't care about you. They want you to spend your money there, but they're not putting money in you. Go to the school that is financially investing in you. They're the ones that have your best interest at heart. They're the ones that are betting on you. So that's one of the main things. Which is why I went to U Albany. U Albany pretty much gave me a full ride, but you know, I got accepted to Cornell. I got accepted to Harvard. I got accepted to like 3 other Ivy League schools, but they weren't giving me any money. So, I mean, I just chose to go with the school that was saying, you know what, I believe in you so much, I'm going to give you money to come to our school. So that's one of the big things that I could tell you guys. Also, take advantage of scholarships. FastLab and College Board should be your best friends. You don't have to wait until you get to high school. I don't know if there's any junior high schoolers online. You don't have to wait till you get to high school to apply. When I graduated junior high school, I got a Brooklyn Best scholarship. I have no idea what Brooklyn Best even means, but I just know because of my extracurricular activities, they were just like, okay, here's $2,000 to go to college. And $2,000 may not sound like a lot, but it adds up. And when you get those scholarships and you get those grants, and they fully cover your education, that excess amount comes to you. So you get to pocket that money. So I would definitely suggest applying to scholarships. You literally can get a scholarship for anything. I literally got like $500 for being ambidextrous because I could write with both hands. Who knew? Like, just put yourself out there, apply anyway. What else? If I'm going too fast, let me know. I'm literally just reading my notes. FAFSA and financial aid. When you're applying to FAFSA for your financial aid, check off, especially if you're considering going to a CUNY or a SUNY, check off that you want to be considered for EOP or HEOP, which stands for Educational Opportunity Program. And basically, it's really just a support system, especially for the ones that are planning to go away to college. They provide you with like book money, money for your transportation. It really just puts you ahead of the traditional students. So, for example, when I started at UAlbany, I came through EOP, and on my first day of class, I literally knew where to go. I literally knew everything. I knew how to sign up for classes. But my roommate, who was a traditional student, she didn't know anything. She was just like, how do you sign up for classes? How do you get to X, Y, and Z place? So you never want to be that person. You don't want to be the person that's lost. You don't want to be the person that doesn't know what's going on, because when you get to college, no one is going to check up on you. No one is going to be like, oh, did you do your homework? Oh, you got class at 8 a.m. No one is doing that. So EOP really helped me out in that sense. You also, what else? You also want to check off that you want to be considered for work study. When you're in school and you have the burden of money, it stresses you out. It affects your grade, and the little bit of help that you can get makes it better. So work study basically lets you do a job on campus, regardless if it's in the office or if it's at the gym or whatever other offices on campus, and you literally just sit there, do your homework, and get paid to do your homework. So that's really cool about work study. And what else? In terms of financial aid, do not report your two-parent income. So if you're applying for financial aid, do not let the government know that you have two parents that are supporting you, because they're not going to give you money. They're going to look at you like, oh, okay, you got money. You could, you only need a little $5,000, or you only need a little $10,000. Whatever parent is that claims you on their taxes, that's the parent that you report. Don't put on that application that you have two parents supporting you. You're not going to get aid, or you're not going to get as much aid as you would have if you just put one parent. So that's definitely a big one. What else? Okay, and application fees. When you're applying to college, a lot of the times the colleges have application fees that are probably like $50 or $100. Don't pay for that. College Board has fee waivers. Look into that. And sometimes if you contact the college directly, which shows initiative that you're interested in their school, they'll send you a fee waiver. So definitely take advantage of that. Before I move on to the next topic, anybody have any questions? Okay. I'm guessing not.
Somebody asked if, only putting one parent, does it count as fraud?
It doesn't count as fraud. The reality is, like, you're not going to put, what would be considered fraud is, say your parent made $30,000 and you put that they made $15,000. You're literally lying. But if you put that you only live with this certain parent. Let's just say your mom is the one that claims you on her taxes. How are they gonna know your dad lives with you? No one is gonna check you for that. So that's why I said go with the parent that claims you. So my mom is the one that claims me on my taxes. According to you, Albany, I have no dad. I don't know where he is. So, and that's all they need to know. And the reality is, unfortunately, we live in a world where you have to look out for yourself. If you go and tell them, you have two parents making money, they're not gonna see, what, my parents' bills are outrageous. I really can't afford school. No, that's what you put down. That's what they're going with. So, I would just highly recommend it. I don't know if that clarifies the question. If that answers your question.
Yes, it does.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So I also wrote some notes about what to do while in high school. Um, okay, so when I was in high school, I was salutatorian. I took all my regions. I got like 95 and up on my regions. And I dragged it. Like if I got a 90, I literally would retake the regions just so I could get like a 96 or 97. I was very extra. And my GPA was like a 98. It was ridiculous. And when I got to college, so basically I graduated with an advanced Regis diploma with honors. And when I got to college, nobody cared. Literally, nobody cared how hard, like all the extraness that I had to do in high school. It did not matter. It did not matter in college at all. So I say that just to say, um, tailor your grades to your college's needs. So basically, I knew I wanted to go to UAlbany, and I knew that I wanted to get into the EOP program. And for you to get an EOP, the grades or your GPA has to be like slightly lower than the traditional students' grades. So I was like an overachiever in terms of my grades. So when it came to my SATs, I did mediocre. And when I did it, my mom was just like, "What are you doing?" Like my mom did not understand. She was like, "Why are you trying to be dumb?" Or she did not understand what I was doing. But the thing is, me doing that, I got into UOB. I got a whole lot of ed. I got in through EOP, and I'm not saying purposely fail. I'm saying, um, if you like, don't be harsh on yourself if you're not getting the best grades, because there's always going to be someone smarter than you. So you want to tailor your academic resume to fit your college's needs. So don't think, if let's just say, I'm just saying UAlbany because I went there, but if UAlbany is saying you only need a 95 to get in, and you don't, and don't feel like you have to get a 99 or you have to get a 98. You literally do not. So just keep that in mind. What else did I want to say? Yeah, and my scholarships, I probably got like 2 scholarships for academia. All my other scholarships were for weird stuff. That I got a scholarship for being a minority. I got a scholarship because I was interested in law. So it's like, don't feel like you have to get the best grades. That's a myth out there. No, I'm sorry. That's a myth out there, and there's scholarships for all type of things. Also, let's see. While you're in high school, take advantage of College Now credits. They're free college credits. You literally can come into college already a sophomore, because they determine that by the amount of credits that you have. And when I came into college, I had like 30 credits under my belt. So that was a big thing for me. It really helped me in terms of money. I didn't have to take unnecessary classes, because for the people that are already in college, you'll see that your first year is just a repeat of high school, and who wants to do that again? So take advantage of that. Take advantage of AP classes. If you take AP classes and you take the exam and you get a 3 or a 4, you don't have to retake that class when you get to college. So I didn't have to take, I know when you go to college, you have gen eds and they're Spanish or math and English. I didn't have to take those classes because I already did that in high school. So you definitely want to take advantage of that. Um, what else? What else? What else? Okay. All right. So then I just have a few unpopular opinions. One, I just want to say college is not for everyone. It's not the only way to be successful. I know that we come from a Haitian background, we have Haitian parents, and it's as if that's the only option. And I just want to tell you guys to keep in mind that you know yourself, you know what you're capable of, you know where you want to get in life, and don't let anyone pressure you to do things you don't want to do because at the end of the day, they're not gonna wake up to take that exam with you. They're not gonna be sitting in that class with you. So just keep that in mind. But if you do go to college and you get your bachelor's, force yourself to keep going because honestly, a bachelor's is a glorified high school diploma. And I have my bachelor's, and if I didn't have a job before I graduated, I feel like it would have been hard for me to get a job because you're gonna realize you just gotta keep going. You gotta keep going. At least get a master's if you do decide to go to college, because the world just gets harder every day. So yeah, take that into consideration. Also, um, it's not a bad thing if you decide to go to community college first. That saves you money. It does save you money if you do your 2 years at a community college and transfer your credits to a 4-year school. I know in high school they put community colleges down. It's as if like, you weren't good enough, so that's why you had to go to community college. don't don't pay attention to that. If that's a way to save money, because community colleges are way cheaper. I think a semester is like what, $2,000 or $3,000, where a 4-year college a semester could be up to like $11,000. So take that route first and transfer your credits over. That's not a bad thing if you decide to do that. Um, what else?
I'm
Also,
sorry, I had a question.
yeah.
So, what is the EOP program?
Yeah, so an EOP program is an educational opportunity program. It's for SUNY schools. If you go to CUNY, like if you go to, what's a CUNY? I don't know. I didn't go to any CUNYs, like John Jay or something. They're called HEOP. And basically, it's for academically and economically disadvantaged students. So if you are poorer than the normal traditional student, or if the let's just say Albany, if Albany's threshold to get inside the school is a 95 GPA and you have a 93, then you would go through EOP. Um, so a lot of people look at EOP as if it's less than, but the thing is, for my graduating year, the valedictorian was an EOP student. So when you get into college, say you do go away to college, you go to SUNY, and you get through the EOP, they're basically your family away from home. They support you financially. So say, you don't have money to eat, EOP, will help you out. Say you don't have money for your books, EOP got you. Say you need tutors, EOP got you. So they're basically extra help that a normal student wouldn't get. And I didn't realize that until I came across my roommate. She came in through the traditional way, and I came in through EOP. And there was a lot of stuff that she didn't know. There was a lot of stuff that she didn't have access to. And I was literally putting her on, but I was only able to do that because of EOP. So I don't know if that helps. I don't know if you have any other questions about EOP.
Yeah, that's good. Thank you.
Yeah. So when you're filling out your FAFSA, I forget what page it is, but it's going to ask you if you want to be considered for EOP. You would say yes. Or it's going to ask you if you want to be considered for work study. You would say yes. It's just extra help. It's just like, who doesn't want free monies, And college can get really hard, and you want that help because they literally. Like, no one cares if you're doing good, if you're not doing good. No one is about to be like, you know what, you're not doing good. Do you want to talk about it? No, nobody cares. So EOP is basically that extra help for you. Okay, so yeah, and then what else? Okay, yeah, back to unpopular opinions. Your degree does not equal your career. Meaning, if you want to, like I was telling Debbie's like, oh, I want to go to school with a pre med program, and it's just like you don't have to major in that anything pre med to go to medical school. It helps. It helps that you have the prerequisite, or you can major in something else and still take those prerequisite classes, but you don't have to. Just like when I was going to college, I thought I had to major in political science to go to law school. You don't have to major in a specific major to go, to take the next step. Um, yeah, I mean, I used to work in a bank, and I knew this. My ex coworker, his major was biology, and he was working at a bank. So, I mean, you literally, it doesn't, just because you major something in college doesn't mean that's absolutely gonna be your career path after. What else? What else? Okay, yes, for the people that don't know what they want to be, that is okay. It's okay if you go into college undecided. It's okay if you don't know yet. Um, Going into school, I thought I wanted to be a teacher. I love kids, but I don't have the patience to sit with them for 8 hours a day. That's not for me. And the only reason I figured that out is because I volunteered. So I would say if you're undecided, volunteer, find internships, or get a mentor, and they'll help you navigate what you want to be. But it's okay if you're undecided. I know people who switch their majors like 3 or 4 times. um I can't tell if somebody said something on the chat. I'm sorry. Do you frown upon taking a gap year? No. Take a gap year if you want to. um I will say though, if you take a gap year, it's hard to get back into the mojo of getting your work done and going to classes. But if it's absolutely necessary, if you feel like you can't handle it, by all means take a gap year. My senior year, I literally felt like, no, I had a semester go to graduate, and I literally felt like I was gonna explode because I was working 2 full-time jobs. I was going to school full time, and it was overwhelming. I didn't take a gap year, but after college, I was drained, which is why I'm not in law school right now because I'm exhausted. So take a gap year if you have to. Um, Take care of your mental health, or maybe you want to take a gap year because you have financial problems. You need to get it together. Do that. Or maybe you just don't, you feel discouraged. Take a gap year because when you're discouraged and you're taking these classes, you're not going to put your best foot forward. You're not going to give it all you got. And you don't want to do that. You want to be at your best. So if you have to take a gap year, do it. You're not going to get penalized in terms of financial aid. So go for it. Um, what else? Okay, so yeah, I also wanted to stress. I don't know if your parents are like this, but I know a lot of the times in a Haitian household, they only believe in lawyers, engineers, doctors, nurses, and I just want to say those are not the only careers out there. I'm just putting that out there. So, especially anything IT or anything cyber, they're making a lot of money out there. And I wish somebody told me beforehand. So if one of those careers that I told you, doctor, lawyer, whatever, if that's not interesting to you, don't do that. And also, if you're in college and you want to try out a theater class, do it. That is your time to do it. If you want to see what piques your interest, go for it. Because I think you need 120 credits to graduate, and more likely your major is probably going to be like 56 of those credits. So you have a whole bunch of other credits you need to fulfill. Take as much classes in random stuff that you. I took a theater class. I don't even like acting, but I wanted to see. Maybe maybe I could be an actor. I don't know. So college is really the time for you to experiment, for you to get to know yourself. Um, what else? Let's see. Okay, so I didn't have to take out a loan to go to college. I didn't have to take out a loan. I basically got a full ride, but I took out a loan anyway. I have like a $5,000 loan, and let me tell you why I took it out. In this world, you need credit to make moves. You can't make moves without credit, and you're gonna realize that. Like, say you're renting an apartment, they're gonna do a credit check. Say you wanna have a light bill in your name, they're gonna do a credit check. Like, whatever it is, you wanna buy a car, you need credit. Um, but how do you get credit if they're not gonna give you a high credit score or any credit if you don't borrow money, and no one's gonna lend you money if you don't have credit. So it's a whole scam, to be honest. But loans are a good way to get credit because they're gonna give it to you because you're a student. And then you pay it back, and then next thing you know, you have a 750 credit score, and you could buy a car for almost nothing. So take that into consideration. I'm not saying go take out loans for school. I'm saying if you don't have any loans, that's not always a good thing. Like, take out a little loan for $1,000 just so you can get your credit up there. I don't know if you guys want to go into detail about credits, but I'm just saying. And then what else? I think that's pretty much it. And just to end, I just want to say that if you do decide to go away to college, or even if you decide to stay here, you're going to realize that there's a whole world beyond, the four corners of Queens. I'm just saying Queens because that's where Debbie is, but there's a whole world out there. You're going to meet a lot of different personalities, a lot of different people, and you're going to meet a lot of people who are not like-minded, who don't have the same thoughts as you, who do not know who God is, who didn't grow up with you. And I just want to encourage you to stay focused. Don't let people lead you astray. Especially if you go away to college, you're gonna meet a lot of weirdos in the world, and it's up to you to know. You know what? This is what I came to do. I can't, I can't fool around every day. Have fun in college by all means, because this is your time to live your best life. But don't lead so astray where you forget the core of who you are. So, I think that's pretty much all the advice that I had. I don't know if anybody had any questions.
I do. Hey, Berline. So, I have a question. So how do you build credit? Like, can you elaborate more on that?
Yeah. So the thing with credit is you build credit when you borrow money and you pay it back on time. But the thing is, for you to borrow money, you need credit. Like, if you go to the bank, like right now, they're not going to give you a credit card because they're going to be like, girl, you never had to pay anything in your life. How do we know you're going to pay it back? So that's why I say, like, if you're in college and you're like, you don't have any, like me, I was in college, I didn't have any loans, and I was feeling myself because, I'm not going to have any debt. And then my financial advisor was just like, I'm not telling you what to do, but I would just say get this little $5,000 loan just so you can make payments and establish yourself in this world, just so you can show them that you can make payments. And by doing that, that's how I got a credit score of 750. So I don't know if that clarifies it. I'm just saying, if you already have loans, don't go take out more loans. But I'm saying if you don't have any loans, and when you get to college, like, you're all set, you don't got to pay for any loans or anything, I would just consider taking out a little $1,000, especially when you're working. What's $1,000? Nothing. Just to show them that you can make payments on time. And then by doing that, you'll have access to a whole bunch of things. You'll have access to credit cards. You'll have access to buying a car, to buying a house. So you just want to think big picture. You know what I mean?
Okay, and another question. How do you keep up with your spiritual life in college? Like, how did you keep up with your path to God?
Um, So there's a few ways. Well, you'll find that a lot of campuses, they have spiritual groups. Um, but the thing is, sometimes those spiritual groups don't align with what you've been taught in your own church. So, I mean, I would just recommend doing your own Bible studies, or I don't know how your church does it, but you can find a local church where you are to go to. I don't know. Some churches, the pastors have to speak to each other to let them know, like, hey, this is my servant, but I'm just gonna let you buy it for a little minute. Um, but if that's how Baraka works, then you can do that. Or if you don't feel like mingling with people, then just make it your responsibility to just stay in tune with God. Be present with Him, even if it means praying just for a short little while every morning, or doing a little devotional script every morning, just to be present and be grounded. So that's pretty much what I did.
Okay, so I'm just gonna ask you a bunch of questions since how do you balance like your work and social life? Since I'm terrible at time management, so I need some advice.
Yeah, work and social life. Okay, I want to say that, and this is specific, even if you don't decide to go away to college and you decide to stay here for college, but especially for the people who go away to college, you may come into the situation where your friends at home feel like you're acting different. And that's probably gonna happen if you go away to college. And honestly, if they feel that way, that's fine, because you are acting different. You're elevating. You're getting your life together. So I mean, if you have real friends, they're gonna understand that your schoolwork comes first, and then you just make time for them on the weekends. That's it. Like Monday through Friday, girl, I'm busy, but on the weekends, sure, why not? That's pretty much it.
Cool.
Hold on, I think somebody said something. What study habit did you develop while in college? Study habits. I definitely made it a habit to go to the library. I found that when I'm at home, it's very easy to get distracted. So your environment matters a lot. Like, you can't be home with three crying kids. Um, it's not gonna work. Just like, so, I'm telling Debbie, I'm like, girl, I think you should go away to college, because who got time to be taking care of Mia and doing school? I don't have time for that. So you definitely want to make sure that your environment is calm. In terms of actual taking notes, um, I would say after you take notes for a class, talk to yourself about it. Like, literally, like, reteach yourself out loud. That helps you retain the information better. Highlighting, I don't know, just for me, highlighting and stuff doesn't work. But if I'm talking about it as if like I'm the professor and I'm talking to myself in the mirror, it's gonna stick to me, because you're having a conversation with yourself. So that definitely works. And what else? I think those are the two big things. Yeah, making sure that your environment is like appropriate, and just after you take your notes, talk to yourself about it, literally. So yeah. Oh, and also make a like, I'm very organized in the sense of, like, I'd have a planner and stuff. Plan out your study sessions. Um, it's easy for you to just decide, what, I'm gonna do my homework last minute, or I'm gonna study for this exam last minute. Don't do that to yourself. Plan out your study sessions. If Sunday is the only free time you got, every Sunday do a recap of all your notes, just so you could be well versed and well prepared for the next week. Do you believe in taking side classes while in high school, like coding class or a medical assistant class, or is it too much of a burden for a high school student? Girl, take those classes. If they are free, take them, please. Yeah, take them. Absolutely. It's not, if you know how much you can handle, and if it's not a burden to you, do it. Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely do it. Take advantage of it, especially if it's free. Especially because once you graduate high school, everything costs money. So once you're in high school, if you could take a coding class for free, if you could take a medical assistant class for free, girl, you gotta take that class, please. Any other questions?
What was your biggest challenge in college?
My biggest challenge. Hmm. My biggest challenge? I think my biggest challenge was, girl, I don't know. I had so many challenges. Okay, let me think about it. Okay. One of my biggest challenges was having to come to terms with what I want to do for me. Um, and what I mean by that is, for my whole life, like even to this day, people are like, "Oh, look at my lawyer this, my lawyer that." And then you start to wonder, do I even want to be a lawyer, or are these people just pressuring me? So I think that was a big one for me, just figuring out what I want to do for me, because you never want to be the person who does 4 years or even more than 4 years of school just to realize you don't even like the career that you chose. So you just want to make sure that whatever you're doing it for yourself, you're doing it because it makes you happy and, not for anybody else. So I think that was my biggest challenge because, you never want to disappoint your parents. And honestly, you get to a point where you're like, all right, it's not even about you, mom. Okay, because I'm taking these exams for myself. So, yeah, you just want to make sure that you're doing it for you. What kind of lawyer are you studying to be? Um, well, I'm not in law school yet. I'm still studying for the LSATs. And I think I want to do immigration law. Um, yeah. And I got the urge to do immigration law because I think it was my junior year. Was it junior year when Trump started deporting all DACA recipients? Yeah, so it was like a large volume of people getting deported. I think it was my junior year. And they had reached out to ULB and, students who were in pre-law or any law interested fields to help out. And I was just so overwhelmed with people getting deported and their lives being shifted. I was like, okay, this is the type of lawyer I have to be. So that's what I want to do. Any other questions? Or that's it?
Do you guys have any more questions for Berline?
I have a question.
What's your question, honey?
How do you keep up with your credit?
How do I keep up with my credits?
Yes.
Um, well, every school is different, but if your school has like a login where you can go on and see your transcript, so basically I would look at my transcript, and I would look at my degree, like what I want to do, like my major, and see the requirements for that major, and I would just make sure that uh, when I sign up for classes that I'm, making sure that it aligns with whatever degree requirement. Um, you'll find that in college, especially if you're a traditional student, they, I can't stress enough. Like, literally, people don't care about you in the real world. So you want to take the initiative to be on top of your stuff, and just making sure that, you know, depending on your school. For example, you Albany. I know I need 120 degrees to, I mean, 120 credits to graduate, and I could only take at most 18 credits a semester. So, you know, and being a public policy major, I needed X, Y, and Z class. So I was just making sure that I was fulfilling those requirements, and then all the extra. Because the thing is, your major doesn't fulfill your graduation requirements. Your major at most will be 60 credits, but you know you need 120 credits to graduate. So you know, all the rest of those credits, you need to figure out what to do with them. So if you want to go ahead and throw in a theater class as an elective, go ahead and do that. If you want to take chorus, go ahead and do that. So that's pretty much what I did. I just made sure I was fulfilling my requirements for my major, and then everything else, I took whatever I felt like doing that semester. One semester I thought I could sing. Turns out I can't sing. So yeah. I don't know if that helps or if that was clear.
That was clear. Thank
Okay.
you.
Is that all? Don't be shy, guys. Ask questions. All right. Since anybody else don't have any questions, thank you, Berline, for taking the time out of your night to come and talk to everyone. Oh, who has a question?
Gabby.
All right, go ahead, Gabby.
Um, like in any point of your career, did you ever like feel like you wanted to give up, and like what motivated you to keep on going?
Yeah, so many times. So many times I felt like giving up, and I think I literally had a breakdown. I literally only had one more semester left to go, and I was like, I cannot do this. This is too much. I am done with school. I literally, and I'm tearing up now thinking about it because I was so stressed out. And let me tell you, when you are in that type of mindset, you need to be very careful who is in your circle, because at the time, um, my ex at the time, he was just like, all right, you want to give up? So go ahead. And when he told me that, I was like, so I literally have a semester to go and you're telling me to give up? And, it just made me realize I had to get rid of him, one. But two, I prayed a lot. You gotta pray, especially, you just have to pray. You have to, because the world is so scary. It can get so lonely. Um, and you have to learn how to find comfort and learn how to communicate with your God. And I know it sounds so like cliche, and you probably hear it a lot, but you just have to. You have to. And the way you do that is literally, if it means reading a verse every day and just writing what that verse means to you. And sometimes it's not even about praying, because when you think about praying, you're thinking like, God, please do this for me, do that for me. Sometimes you're literally just having a conversation like, Lord, I'm tired. I can't do this, and you'll find in doing that so many times, you'll start to find clarity, and it definitely gets easier. So I would just say, make sure you have a good support system and pray. Pray a lot. Find a friend in Jesus. Make him your friend, because no one got you like he got you. I'm just letting you know. And yeah, those are the 2 points.
Amen to that. Hey, one more question. Oh my gosh. Have you ever faced any racial injustice?
Yes. What? Absolutely. And when you're living here in the city, you don't feel so much like a minority. But if you go away, you like it, I literally I know I'm black, but I didn't realize I was black till I got to Albany. I was like, oh, okay, this is crazy. And one of the first things that happened to me, I was at work study, and my hair was in an afro at the time, and this lady walks in. She worked in the office that I was working in, and she was just like, "Your hair is very unprofessional." And at the time, I was just like, and I didn't know. I was like, oh my God. So I literally, flat eyed my hair. But don't do that. Now, please speak up for yourself. Especially when you get to college, let me tell you, these people, they don't have a job unless you come to school. So don't let them push you around. Literally speak up for yourself. And remember, everybody has a boss. Everyone answers to somebody. So even if they're the dean, oh, you want to get crazy? Okay, let me email the Board of Education real quick. So just always remember that. And I wish that I had the courage that I did now. But when she said that to me, I really hurt my feelings because I thought I was cute. But she was like, you look unprofessional. And you will find that people are not as accepting to black people or our features or our hairstyles, especially outside of, the city. So just speak up for yourself if that ever happens. Has it ever, has it ever affected your grades? Have what ever affected my grades? Like racial injustices? Um, hmm. I yes, yes, it has, but you want to make sure that. Okay, so the thing is, when you come into a situation, like I've had professors who were racist, and the thing is, white people never think they're racist. So you can't just be like, "Oh, what you said was racist," So, it did affect my grade. I did have this white lady think she was about to give me a C, and, I wrote her email. I explained to her that, I turned in X, Y, and Z assignments. Why am I getting a C? And she could not give me a real reason why I was getting a C. And I know it was because I was black. But they're never going to tell you that. So that's when you just have to go above their heads. And, because again, everyone answers to somebody. So it's unfortunate that that happens. Or you'll find that all the blacks are together, all the whites. It sounds like I'm talking about a segregation movie, but that's literally how some of my classes were. And you could choose to stay, or you could drop the class. You don't got to put up with it. Or you could reach out to their boss because, again, everyone answers to somebody. So just speak up. Whatever you do, speak up. So, yeah.
I have another question.
Mm-hmm.
When you were younger, did you have any of the idea for your career, or did you always want to become who you are now?
One more time, babe. I'm sorry.
When you were younger, did you have the idea of the career that you are now, or?
Mm-hmm. Okay. Um. Okay. So growing up, I thought I wanted to be a teacher. It was either a teacher or a lawyer. Those were always my two things. I when I came to college, I was a student, a teacher's aide. Sorry, I was a teacher's assistant, and I realized I didn't like teaching kids, so that happened. Um, but then I was so stuck on, you know what, for me to be a lawyer, I have to major in political science. If you ask anybody who's interested in law, they're going to tell you that. You have to major in political science, and that's what I did. So I majored in political science, and let me tell you, I took the first poli-sci class I took. They told me to write about Iraq, and I wrote about Iran. And you want to know why? Because I don't know nothing about politics, and I don't like political science. So it's like I had to learn the hard way that I didn't like it, but I didn't always know that I wanted to be a public policy major. So yeah, I mean, you live and you learn, you make mistakes, and yeah, I mean, and it's best to make those mistakes in college anyway. You don't want to wait till you have your degree for you to realize you don't like what you're doing. So in a way, I always knew, but it's the path. I didn't know for sure what path I wanted to take, and I was listening to everybody else, and then when it came down to it, I failed the class. So yeah. Oh, somebody had said something. I'm sorry. So college is segregated, basically. Honestly, it can feel that way. Did I just raise my hand on this thing? Girl, lower your hand. All right. It can feel that way. That's why you want to make sure, like, you do your research when you're applying to college. And I'm not gonna lie, like, Albany it's diverse, quote unquote. That you will find all types of people there. That is very true. But sometimes you're in situations where you're the only black person. And at my job, I was literally the only black person for a while. So you will find that. You will find that sometimes the world can be very segregated. So yeah.
I have a question.
Mhm.
Is it okay to transfer?
Yeah. Like you're already in college and you want to transfer to another school?
I'm a sophomore in college right now. I'm in community college. I go to school in
Mhm.
Berline. So the
Mhm.
thing is, it's kind of expensive paying for a community college, and my major is like it's accounting. I'm trying to transfer back to New York because it's kind of cheaper. So I
Mhm.
don't know if I should take a gap year to actually like find a way to pay for school myself or just I don't know.
No, transfer. You can. It's definitely okay to transfer, especially if the college you're transferring to is going to accept all your credits from the school that you're in now. So, yeah, if the school you're in now is expensive, girl, transfer. Don't stay there. Um, yeah, it's better to transfer than to take a gap year because unless you want to take a gap year, but if you don't want to and it's only because the school you're in now is expensive, transfer, absolutely. Yeah. And then when you transfer to this, they know that the transition is harder, so you're gonna find help. You're gonna find more support than a traditional student. So definitely transfer.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. What are some key words to search when applying for scholarships, like websites? Yeah. Okay, so my favorite is FastWeb. Is it called FastWeb? Yeah, it is. Hold on, it's been so long. Let me see. Yep, FastWeb. FastWeb will literally, they have scholarships for anything. And when I say anything, like, oh, you Puerto Rican, scholarship. Oh, your parent is an immigrant, scholarship. Oh, you the first person to go to college in your family, scholarship. Like, I literally, I'm telling you, I literally got a scholarship for writing with both hands. So FastWeb is a really, really good website. Um, I mean, sometimes, I'm not gonna lie, it gets tiring to apply, but if you apply to one scholarship a day, that's a lot of money. Especially if you get them, that. Just do it. Don't be lazy. I got a little lazy. Don't do it. Every day, just do one scholarship. Apply to one scholarship. Especially if you write poems, if you write stories, if you're into fashion. I had a friend who got a scholarship because I think she designed a dress out of newspapers. I don't know. Like, there's scholarships for everything. So definitely FastWeb and College Board. College Board has a lot of scholarships. When filing for FAFSA, would you put down the parent who makes more or less? Um, I would put down the parent who claims you. So I don't know, like different households are different. Um, different households are different. Every situation is different. So your parents may be together, but they file separately, and maybe your mom is the one that claims you, because when they claim you, they get money for you. So maybe it's your mom who claims you. So I would just stick with putting your mom down, or if it's your dad who claims you, put your dad down. But don't go put that you got both parents in the same household supporting you. Don't do that.
And then what if they file jointly?
They file jointly. Child, you're gonna have to take the L and put both of them. Now you have to put both of them, but that sucks. It doesn't suck, but it sucks because it's just like they may look at you like you have money, but if they file jointly, then you have to put both of them, unfortunately. But if they file separately, put the one that claims you. Oh, also, you guys are probably not in this situation yet, but I'm just throwing it out there. Say while you're in college, you're working. Um, if you're working and you make more than $10,000, you can claim yourself as a independent. Um, and if that happens, you you qualify for a college tax credit. Um, and it's a lot of money. Depending on your situation, it can be a lot of money. So I'm just throwing that out there. A lot of parents like to claim their children, like they'll keep claiming their children because again, when they claim you, they get money for you. But say you make more than 10 grand, claim yourself, file for yourself, claim that college credit, and get your money. I'm just putting it out there. So I guess that was it for the questions.
I have a question again.
Mm-hmm.
What was your favorite thing about law school?
One more thing. I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
What was your favorite thing about law school?
I don't go to law school. Now you're making me feel bad for not going to law school. I ain't there yet, girl. I'm still studying.
How would you rate your college experience from like 1 to 10?
How would I rate my college experience, Debbie? I would give it an 8. And I only say an 8 because the one thing I regret not doing is studying abroad. That's something I didn't do. Um, but yeah, it was pretty good. I had a good time. If you're not in college yet and you're thinking about, oh, should I go away? Should I not go away? Good. If the school is gonna pay for you, please go away and live your best life. But I had a great time in college.
I have a
Excuse me.
question.
Mhm.
Uh,
What's your question? I think you put yourself on mute.
So, so you saying that studying abroad is a good idea, right?
Yeah.
I wanted to do it this year, but last year coronavirus happened. So,
Yeah. Corona definitely messed up everything, but I know people who got to go so many places, and I don't know. I think I was just scared. I don't know why I didn't. No, I know why I didn't. I had a job and I had responsibilities, but that's one thing I wish I did because it's cheaper. Because especially if you're into traveling and you want to see the world, it's cheaper to do it as a student through a school, and there's grants, there's scholarships for that too that the school would provide. So if you come across the opportunity where they're offering you, they offer study abroad opportunities, take advantage of it, go for it. Definitely go for it. Oh, and I also
Excuse
want
me.
to, yeah, go ahead.
Oh, yeah. I was gonna ask you to go more in depth about the when like to not name your child as a dependent. That thing. Could you like explain it more? Because I didn't quite understand.
Yeah, okay, so I don't know if you're working or not, but more likely than not, if you're in high school, you're going into college, it's like your freshman year, you're not working, or you're just not making as much money. So if you start working, say you're in college and you start working, and I was just saying it as something to keep in the back of your head. When you start working, and if you make more than $10,000 a year, your parents can no longer claim you. And claiming you means that they put you down as a dependent, meaning you're depending on them, meaning they provide for you. So they're letting the government know, like, I provide for this person, so run me that money, give me that money back. So after you make your $10,000 a year, if that's you, you can claim yourself as an independent. Like, you're saying, you know what, I made this amount of money, I'm claiming myself. And when you do that as a student, there's a lot of benefits to doing that, because there's a student, I forget what it's called. It's a student or a college tax credit. And basically, um, depending on your financial aid package, you get a whole lot of money back. And um, I'm just saying that because I know that, like, let's just say your parents claimed you. Your parent is not going to be like, oh, I got $2,000, from claiming you. Here's $2,000. Haitian parents are not doing that. They're pocketing that money. So I'm saying, like, when you start working, if you make more than $10,000, claim yourself, and also you'll get a college tax credit for being a student. So that's what I'm saying. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
No problem. So yeah, I wanted to also say that I don't know about any other schools. I'm only speaking about U Albany. Um, and not to hype up U Albany or anything, even though it's a really great school. But one of the awesome things about U Albany is they set you up where early on, um, in your academic career, they set you up in a job or in an internship that has to do with your major. So, for example, at U Albany on campus, we have they called it 5 squad. So basically, it's like an ambulance thing, like a little hospital type of thing. And that whole thing is ran by students who are majoring in, EMT or, biology or whatever. They're running that. And in the hospitals that's in the capital region area, around U Albany, it's students in there. So, also there's like a police, a precinct on campus, a police station on campus. Students in that police station. So, and then also, like, Albany is the capital, so that's where, the government buildings are. I can't tell you how many students, me included, got internships, to work for a senator, to work. So it's like UAlbany is really good with that. They will set you up. They have so many connections. So you want to make sure the school that you're applying to can do that for you. I can't tell you how many people I know graduated and they don't have a job. And it's because that their school wasn't offering that type of support. So you want to make sure that your school can do that for you.
I've heard many of the kids say that, when they graduate high school, they want to go to a party school. Like, they want to go to a party school. What would you say to somebody with that mindset?
Okay, to be honest with you, UAlbany is a party school. UAlbany is the party school. People from Buffalo, Stony Brook, Syracuse, they would all come to UAlbany. I don't know about now because of Corona, but they would all come to, our school for the parties. And, this is a church line, so I'm not going to get into detail, but the parties could get a little crazy. But the thing is, if you want to go to a party school, like, okay, cool. Like, it's absolutely your life. This is your time to live your best life. But your grades come first. So you're going to have to learn how to balance that. Everyone who was out partying at 3, 4, 5 in the morning, guess what? They was up at 8 o'clock at that class. They're the ones getting the B's. They're the ones getting the A's. So if that's what someone wants to do, they want to go to a party school, okay, cool. Like, live your best life. But also, your grades come first. Like, so. And then don't go to the parties acting like you don't got no home training, acting like you don't know who God is. Just saying. So, I mean, you definitely want to have your experiences, but you want to stay grounded. You want to find that balance. Say someone comes from a HBCU and another from a regular white-ish school, who would get hired first? Ooh. Okay, so, all right, so I have so many points. First point is, it doesn't really matter what school, like the example that I took about, like, Harvard and stuff, it's really for bragging rights. I mean, of course, it looks nice that you went to Harvard, but it doesn't really matter if it's a white school or HBCU. Now, here's my issue with HBCUs. Because it's predominantly black, it sets an unrealistic image of the world. The world is not, well, not the world, the workplace is not always going to be predominantly black. Almost never going to be predominantly black. So when you're used to only interacting with black people, and then you get into that workplace, and it's just white folks, and you don't know how to code switch, they're gonna look at you crazy. So, I know that wasn't your question, but I'm just saying, if I had to choose between going to HBCU and a wider school, I would choose whoever's paying me. But I'm just saying, keep that in mind. Like, that's the disadvantage of going to HBCUs, that they, like, the world is not only black people. So, I mean, you want to keep that in mind. But in terms of applying to jobs, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it's HBCU or if it's a wider school. What matters is, the question really should be like, okay, say you guys both have the same degree, the same grades, the same everything. It's the experience. So if you just graduated with this degree and the other person has the same degree, but this person has experience, whether it's volunteer, whether it's internship, whether it's an actual paid job, they're going to get the job because of the experience. So getting a degree, that's why so many people graduate and they don't have a job because they don't have experience. Because who wants you in their company and you don't know what you're doing? And they have to, spend resources to catch you up. So that's why I say go to a school that has your best interest at heart. U Albany, like if you're majoring in whatever medical field or pre med, they got you in hospitals. You're already in the hospital. You're ready. You already got your foot in the door. And then after you graduate, you can see whether you want to stay there or not. So, a school like that, when you go out and apply to jobs, you already have a resume set up because you already have that experience. So you want to make sure you go to a school that sets you up like that. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Oh. I'm guessing no more questions. Okay. If not, I was really, this was awesome. Thank you for all the questions. Who put this together? Nika, keep up the good work. Um, you're doing a bomb job with these kids. And high schoolers who are about to go to college, go for it. Literally go for it. And then one more thing, I just want you guys to know that you can literally be whatever you want. I know people say that, and it sounds cliche, but it is the truth. The world is your oyster. There's so much money out here in terms of to be made, to be borrowed. You can literally be whatever it is that you want. You just got to put your head to it and do it. Do what you got to do to make it. And if you think of anything, you could always tell Debbie and she'll tell me and I'll answer your question, or you can get my contact information from Debbie or Nika, and I don't know, I'll help you out. But it was really awesome joining you guys tonight.
All right. Thank you, Berline, for taking the time out of your night to come and talk to everyone. We most definitely learned a lot, and the information you provided was very helpful. May God continue to bless you, and thanks again. Saturday night, January 30th at 6 p.m., our third speaker is Samantha Cesar. So please come again, support, and you'll learn something. So thank you everyone for coming tonight. And to end, now we will be having our closing prayer by Deborah Laguerre.
Okay, loves, bow your head and close your eyes for a quick word of prayer. Heavenly Father, as we come to the end of our time together, we thank you for what has been accomplished here today. May the matters discussed serve as a catalyst to move us forward and cause us to advance and see growth in all areas of our lives. In your name, I do and always pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Deborah. All right, goodbye, everybody, and see you Saturday night.
Okay, bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Yeah, you can be the greatest, you can be the best, you can be the King Kong banging on your chest, you can beat the world, you can beat the war, you can talk to God, go banging on his door, you can throw your hands up, you can beat the clock, you can move a mountain, you can break rocks, you can be a master, don't wait for luck, dedicate yourself and you can find yourself. Stand in the Hall of Fame, and the world's gonna know your name, 'cause you burn with the brightest flame, and the world's gonna know your name, and you'll be on the walls of the Hall of Fame. You can go to
Chasing our
Vous écoutez la radio BKK, la radio des bénédictions.